Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11, we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good afternoon. It is Lions Talk with Smokin' Jeremy B, your host. What did I say 2 days ago? The Goff restructure was done. It would clear about $40 million in cap at most. They did it. It's exactly what happened. We actually are at $37 million in 5 is what I got, not 0.6. So either way, I called it 2 days before it happened. I told everybody it was happening. Everybody says they didn't see it. Yes, I'll get into that in a minute. I'll get into that in a minute. Give me a minute to get into it, Gibbs. Yep. Teddy Bridgewater's back. Rock Ya-Sin is re-signed, like I said. People don't realize we're already spending this money. The Isaiah Pacheco deal was a brilliant move. $1.81 million for a single year is a prove-it deal. Whether it works or not, that's a brilliant move. That's all we spent, $1.81 million. We did spend $8.5 million or $8.3 million on Cade Mays. We spent some on Larry Borum. We spent some on Rodrigo. Why did we sign? Because Malcolm Rodriguez is 27 and Alex Anzalone is 31. Younger. It's time to get younger. Anzalone wasn't covering as well. Anzalone was missing tackles more. Yes, Chicken Nugget, what's up, my brother? I said it would happen Monday. I repeated it on Tuesday. Lo and behold, 8:30 a.m., the notification came in that we freed up $40 million to give us $37.5 million in cap space. But we're already spending the money. We're already below $30 million. In order to trade for someone like Crosby, you're taking on that $30 million over the $5 million in dead cap. I said Cade Mays would be a Lion. We did it Monday. When we started making moves Monday, I said that means the restructure is done and they're waiting on Goff to sign it. But I called it to a T. I said we're probably going to clear $40 million in cap space. Boom. That's exactly what we did. So it went from a $69 million cap hit to $29. And somebody posted this morning that the Packers have the most cap space in the North. Yeah, well, that was before this was done. Jesus, people put shit out way too soon. It is great to see everybody here watching. Yes, Trey Hendrickson signed a 4-year, $112 million deal with the Ravens. As soon as Trey Hendrickson announced that he was going to make his decision this morning, 10 minutes later, it broke that Crosby failed his physical by Danielle Rossini. Number one, who expected Crosby to pass a physical when he's 6 weeks out from his meniscus tear repair. He couldn't. They knew that. But because of NFL wording and trades, they were able to void the contract. I bet you going forward, nobody's going to trade with the Ravens for a while, especially as long as EDC is there as their GM. This is going to cause backlash across the league. But there's no rule about that, so they probably won't. It is. It is shameful. And one of those crazy sports networks. Oh, yeah, his agent is heated, and he should be. Now, the Ravens are not in cap trouble, and I'll explain why. They had $120 million in cap room when they traded Crosby. The contract does not hit the Ravens books until 4 p.m. today when free agency officially opens. That contract never left the Raiders. Linderbaum was cut outright when he wouldn't resign after they made him a market-setting deal and he didn't want to be there. No, they're not screwed. You're not listening. So Linderbaum's $27 million a year contract is already on their books. Kwity Paye was cut ahead of the March 9th, 11th thing, ahead of March 9th. He's already on the books. So Maxx is already on the books. Linderbaum's already on the books. And Kwity Paye's already on the books. The 5 lower contracts they did are all that's not on their roster already. Let me finish, Bill T. They still have $55 million in cap space. They're fine. Maxx may look around at his running mates that they just signed, Nakobe Dean, the cornerback, the safety, Kwity Paye, and the defensive tackle and say, I don't need to go anywhere. Our defense is fucking good if I'm here. Because the way he left, he did not dog the Raiders. He says, even though I'm going to the Ravens, I'm a Raider for life. Remember this statement? They still have $55 million in cap space. They haven't spent it yet. They got a kicker. They got a safety. They got a corner. They got a linebacker. They got a defensive tackle. And Kwity Paye was already on the books. Yes. Yes, they did. Good. Thanks for bringing that up. Yes, he just wanted to win. And now he may look around with the best center in the league to protect Mendoza, pieces around him to make the defense better. He may say, why do I need to go anywhere? We can win right here. And I'll tell you what, Trey Hendrickson is not better than Maxx Crosby. He just missed a total of, 11 weeks in the last 2 seasons. Yeah, they are losing a lot of players. We'll get into that. But Bill T, they knew he wouldn't pass the physical. They made him aware of the meniscus tear repair. He was cleared to do rehab, not play. There's a difference. They may get fined. And that's probably why they cleared cap. Hey, Crosby is much better at playing the run as well as rushing the passer. Crosby is a more well-rounded DN. So, yes, they got better at the pass rush, but they lost the run-stopping power of Crosby. Matabuke is not scheduled to be back till probably end of September, mid-October. They're probably going to have to take a defensive tackle, and they should probably take Peter Woods. They signed Trey Hendrickson, Bill. Thank you, MDE. I'm glad, because all I do is give the news. I give my opinions on the news. I do not give opinion pieces. We're not getting Crosby, guys. That bullshit rumor Woodward Sports put out that we offered 2 firsts and they took the Ravens deal because they like their pick better is bullshit. Holmes isn't Les Snead. He doesn't say F those picks. Absolutely not, Jonathan Winkleman. We don't have the cap room now. You got to have the cap room ahead of the trade. Yes, we're at 37.5, but we've already spent over 10 million of it. Yes, they disclosed it. They said he was ready for rehab. But they made him do a regular physical to void the trade. It's shady as fuck. So I think we're going to go for a mid-tier player with the money we got left and then save it, because I actually looked. Our cap hit on our picks, where they sit right now, because we don't have a third rounder, is not 18 million. Even with 9 picks. There was nobody that offered 2 first-round picks. That's why they took the Baltimore deal. Yeah, chicken and MDE, you guys should be on the show tonight. It's going to be hotter than the sauna. It's going to be... I don't know if he can sue. Whatever. You know what? He may look around where he's at and say, wow, I'm better off here than I would have been with them with all the players they lost. Reek Woolen went to the Eagles for 15 million. I'll send you the link, brother. You want it through X or email? Because I got you. Either way. More than likely, Ken the Bear fan, Ken the Packer fan. May probably have Jordan in here. Have I said anything wrong? Did I say that Yeah, they wanted William Bailey. They gave him 15 million for 1 year. That's what I'm saying. He's looking around and going, wow, I got running mates now. Quiddy Pay's not great, but you pair him with Crosby or Hutch or any one of the elites. Okay, I'll send it out about 8:30. We got a lot of free agency moves to talk about. We got a couple of trades to talk about. Let's change his mind and give him 20. Yes, especially that it's only 1.81 million. One year, 1.81 million. Let me add the stuff into my... Get rid of a few pictures so I got room, because you're only allowed 100 of them, and I keep adding shows and adding backdrops and logos. Steve, have you seen the new logo yet? Because it's now KCB Sports Network. I've got the Tiger show on Saturday. When the playoffs start, I will have an NBA and an NHL show too. I'm probably going to be live every day of the week from now on. So let me add these in, because we just got them. So first off, we got Teddy Bridgewater back for our backup quarterback, because Kyle Allen was joined with Josh Allen in Buffalo. We re-signed Rock Ya-Sin. We brought back Rodrigo, and we signed a 1-year, $1.81 million deal for Pacheco. We stole him. That's stealing. If he's healthy, it's great. If he gets hurt, it doesn't matter. It does not hurt the cap. 1.81 million for a running back that actually produces when he's on the field is cheap as fuck. That's the new Tigers logo for Saturday nights. I have a second one here that I like. If you put it on a white background, that one looks pretty cool. I'm working on stuff. Elton Jenkins has gone off that O-line. True, it never hurts. He could be useful for short third downs. And he's a decent receiver out of the backfield on swing passes, screens. He's quicker than everybody. Yeah! I love the fact that I told you guys Monday the restructure will be done. I'm giving us a B on the free agents. We stole Isaiah Pacheco for $1.81 million. So it's a prove it deal. It's a 1-year deal. We re-signed Rock Ya-Sin for $4 million. I don't know about that, but yeah, I get you. What is out? What safeties are out there? Iffy. I would bring back Iffy on a prove it deal in a heartbeat. Yes, I do. AJ Epinesa at DN. I think that's the perfect fit. He wasn't really given a shot to start last year in Buffalo when they signed Bosa. Yes. Screenplays are the bread and butter of the NFL. When they work, they're fantastic. When they don't, it sucks. Therapy's good for you, brother. I'm glad I can keep your therapist rich. Yeah, St. Juste is a good move for the Packers. They needed somebody back there in the secondary. I'd rather say AJ Epinesa. I think he'll be cheaper than Cam Jordan. Yes. And now that we have a center, we don't have to go for the best center in the draft now. We can wait and take one day 3 to develop because we have Cade Mays for 3 years cheap. So think about that. The third year of that contract, it'll be one where if we have somebody ready, we can get rid of them, correct? Am I wrong about this? Just let me know when I say something that's out of pocket or not feasible. So drafting someone this year or next year would be better. I don't want Clowney. I've told you this a million times. Quit bringing him up. Cam Jordan has missed 1 game in 10 years. And he shouldn't cost a lot because he's 33 years old. It's Cam Jordan or AJ Epinesa. I don't want Clowney near this locker room. Yes, and there's like 3 or 4 6'3" corners in this draft trading Stoops, Ephesians Prysock, and his running mate, Takario Davis. Not much. It changes of what we need and when we need it. I see the Packers trying to play things safe. They wanted a tall corner. Yeah. And he's better in zone, which they were running zone. I don't know if they're running zone with the new guys. We've had number one CB since 57. I guess Lem Barney and Dick Night Train Lane weren't ones. The only thing Clowney is good at is stealing money. Amen, Yenzer. He's the Josh Rosen of defensive ends. The Ryan Leaf. The Andre Ware. He's productive for 3 games a year and disappears. I never liked Jadeveon Clowney. The only reason why anybody that likes the Michigan that likes Clowney is because he sacked us in college. He could. They played in the 60s or to early 70s. I think it's going to be an offensive tackle at 17, and then we go best player at 50. Exactly. He's not a gym rat guy. He's not a guy that likes to work out. He always comes in pudgy a little bit and out of shape. And Dan Campbell doesn't really go for that type of player. Right. When they sacked Michigan in that bowl game. Amen, brother. So let's get into the draft now because Clowney has been overrated his whole career. I've said this. I thought it was a reach when they got him. I think the only thing that changes is the second round pick. I think we go edge in the second round now. That's just me. And I know who I'm taking because I think it would be a fit. So let's do it. Mock draft number 67 coming up. First, let's change it to ESPN. Change it to fast. 7 rounds. Detroit. We know we got the 17th, the 50th, the 118th. So look at that. They're trying to offer a lot. I'm not taking either one of them. Caleb Lomo is a right tackle. I'm not taking him. I'm moving down a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and take Monroe Freeling, a left tackle, because Penei Sewell has said he's open to it, but does not want to change where he's at. 1 trade offer, no, I'm not giving up 2 picks to go to the 3rd, even though I'm getting next year's stuff. This is where we go defense. I think we go age, and there he is. That's the guy. Power rusher. We have speed rushers. We need a power rusher. I trust Josh Pascal and Levi Onwuzurike to rush a passer as much as I trust a net to hold water. 1 trade offer, that's a boatload. But here is where we could go corner. Will Lee. This is the guy I love. 6'1", 190, fast as hell. I also like this guy. 6'4". Then, of course, down here you got this guy, his running mate, 6'3". I think Dalen Everett's tall, too, at 6'1". Will Lee, 6'2". So you got options here. Let's see who's there. Genesis Smith. I just did a write-up on him for the Jags. I kind of like him. Genesis Smith. $128. Dante Corleone. See, look at that. I waited too long. Kendall Daniels is gone. But Lander Barton's still here. Jack Kelly. Terian York, I don't like him. He's tiny. We got enough tiny guys. Let's go corner. Trading Stoops. Yeah, I love it. I love it, Mitch. I don't mind this trade. It actually benefits us. See this? We get 8 picks back and we get another pick in the 7th round. I'm taking it. So look at this. Lander Barton, the guy we talked to as a formal. Now we can start looking at offense. OC, I'm going to go Pat Coogan. Back-to-back picks. Wide receiver. No. I don't think we need a wide receiver. I think our wide receiver room is fine. I think we end up drafting a developmental running back, and I'm going to go trip Trey Hendrickson. So I turned it into 10 picks. I got an extra pick out of it. I like Sonny Styles too, but he's going in the top 10. I took a center at the back end of the draft. A developmental. Pat Coogan off of the Indiana National Champions. I think that makes more sense now that we have Cade Mays for 3 years. So let's take a look at this draft overall, and you guys tell me if you feel I did all right. Monroe Freeling, Gabe Jacobs, Genesis Smith, Dante Corleone, Traden Stukes, Lander Barton, Andre Fuller, Pat Coogan, Jack Strand, Chip Trey Hendrickson. 7th rounders, they rarely make the team, let alone start. So I don't look at them as starters. Anything after day 2. So Genesis Smith, I think he could be a starter. Dante Corleone, he could be a starter. They're depth guys for now. I love Traden Stukes. Fast, quick. Where do you see a suck eye on this one? Not a single one. Not a single suck eye on there. I know you were probably talking about Sonny Styles. But Monroe Freeling, Gabe Jacobs, Genesis Smith, Dante Corleone, Traden Stukes, Lander Barton, Andre Fuller, Pat Coogan, Jack Strand, Chip Trey Hendrickson. Yes, Barton was at the combine. I like Lander Barton. Yes, sir. Styles is why I said it. I don't trust Averill Reese. I don't think he's going to be good. He's a positionless player. He's the size of a linebacker, plays like a DN, and has the mental acuity of a toothpick. Now, Lorenzo Styles at corner, I'd consider. Yes, I think that's actually the right pick. I like him better than Proctor. He's more athletic. He's not out of shape. Yeah, Lorenzo Styles, the cornerback, the guy that ran the second fastest 40 time this year at a 4.27. 4.26 beat him. I think he's the smarter of the two. That's just me. Watch him in coverage. Watch his game film. He's sticky in coverage. Very fast. Able to make up ground when beat on a double move. That's the only thing he lacks is covering double moves. But he does have the speed to make it up and tackle somebody. So it really didn't hurt Ohio State that way. What hurt them was not being able to stop the gash up the middle of the combination of Roman Hemby and Keon Black of Indiana, and then they couldn't stop the running back of Miami. Because let's face it, Carson Beck is not him. I think he's going to be a day 2 pick at best. I don't know yet. That's why I didn't address it. I could have, but I think the running back situation with Pacheco on a 1-year deal, and that could fail because he's had health issues. That's why I went running back. Vaki quietly played all but 1 game last year, but mostly on special teams. That's why people don't recognize the fact he's on the field. And last year was the most time Pacheco missed in a while. The other thing that our running back coach needs to work on with him, I don't want to take somebody late. We need a starter. We need somebody to plug and play. Monroe Freeling, Caden Proctor is it. Lomu is more of a right tackle. Fanu, the other one, is the left tackle. Yes, he's supposed to be back by training camp. It was just a herniated disc that was misdiagnosed last year. All he had to do is had some fluid drained off. He'll be fine. I've been reporting that for since January there, Steve. I don't know why you missed it. Every time somebody asks about Laporta, he's going to be fine. Laporta will be back by training camp. That's what the report said. That said that back on the 2nd week of January. That it wasn't a degenerative disc disease. They didn't have to have spinal fusion. It was a herniated disc. Fluid had to be removed. So we're going to be looking at tight end 2 and tight end 3. I think we're going to make a move possibly for Njoku, who's still a free agent. That would be my guess. I wouldn't mind bringing him in to be the tight end 2. We're not bringing back Brock Wright because he never returned after that throat surgery he needed from that injury. And I don't blame him. Yeah, the thing you're missing most is offensive line. And in my opinion, and coaching staff, the coaching change was a lot. You guys went through as much assistant and a coordinator changes, actually more since you lost Isaiah Pacheco. So you guys went through more coaching change than we did last season, and you saw how that worked out for us. I agree Njoku would fit the scheme. Well, they're always talking about adding games, which will be on a streaming platform. Under 10 million. Biatch sausage is going. I know, he was the only coordinator you wanted to go, and when you lost both of them, I remember you were fuming about it. Why is Rich Bisaccia still here? I remember that show. I think it hurts you more that Malik Willis is gone for when Love does get injured again, because it will happen. He's been injured every year, at least for a game or 2, sometimes 4. And I don't think it's how he played. It's how the O-line breaks down in certain plays. That's what I see for the Packers. I'm not trying to say you're going to be dog shit. I'm just letting you know I see some growing pains this year. I think you'll still win 9-10 games. So am I. I can't wait to see it. Think about this. We got Pacheco, who's almost as fast as Gibbs, who's actually faster than Monty. And people aren't even realizing that that's no longer just a 1-2 punch. And he's not a power back, but he's more powerful than Gibbs at breaking tackles when he's on the field. I think it's a great move. No, it said John Dorn is our backup QB, so we'll be okay. oh, that's rich. And I don't mean Rich Bisaccia. So let's see what else happens. I'm going to check my notifications, see if anything came up. Yeah, but I haven't heard he's back. That's what I'm saying. He had throat surgery and had never returned. We heard nothing. He hasn't returned to the facility. He hasn't returned to practices. I guess we'll see after with the vet mini camp they do just before the draft. If he shows up, that's when I'll know. You know what's funny? I think John Dorn or me could throw for more net passing yards than Bustin Fields in week 4 last year. -10. Shuffle pass to the side, to the running back, 1 yard. We win. That's a win. We're better than the Jets. So let's see if anything changes. Nope, the other contracts have not hit our books yet. Larry Borum, Teddy Bridgewater, Cade Mays, Isaiah Pacheco, Malcolm Rodriguez, Rock Yeltsin has not hit the cap yet. Don't bring that bust up again. Why? It's fun talking about Bustin Fields. He's no longer in our division. He's no longer even the starting quarterback for the Jets. They went out and got Geno. How bad do you have to be if Geno beats you at your job? On a bad roster. The Raiders gave up Geno in a 7th to get a 6th. I know. We've been saying that. So those big third downs and touchdowns where DJ Moore won games last year for Chicago, who's going to fill that role now? Because out of their 8 close games, 4 of them were won by him alone. Crosby was never off their books. That's what I've been trying to explain. It wouldn't have been off their books till 4 p.m. today. They had $120 million in cap room with Maxx Crosby on their cap hit. They still have $55 million, and that's with Linderbaum and Kwity Paye, who were already released prior to March 9th, on their books. Their contracts are already on the books. They still have $55 million left. They have plenty for the 5 players they signed outside of that. I've been explaining it all morning. Maxx Crosby may look around at his roster and say, wow, we're actually built to make Mendoza good. Because he didn't act salty when he left. Yes, he was happy to go to the Ravens. But he said, I am a Raider for life. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate Mark Davis. I appreciate Tom Brady. I appreciate this person, that person, and the next person. He did not sound salty at all. He knew it was business. And now with what the Ravens did, He may be like, fuck this, I don't want to go anywhere. I'm tired of this shit. Why does he want to go to another team where he'd have to be restructured to stay? Remember, Dallas has been spending cap room. Ravens spent that cap immediately. They went out and signed Trey Hendrickson to 4 years and $12 million at 31 years old. 2 years older than Maxx Crosby. The Raiders will be fine. They can keep Crosby now. They don't have to trade. And I don't think they need to. Facts. I don't like this mentality. Right. And don't forget they got Brock Bowers. They got Brock Bowers. The wide receiver in a tight end's body. Did they keep Michael Mayer? This is the last year of his rookie contract. He didn't say those words. Why do you say those words with Maxx? He never said that. Yeah, we don't have the money anyways. You have to have the $30 million in cap space before you trade for him. We've already spent money out of that. We've already spent $15 million of that 37. We're down to 22. It takes $12 million to sign our draft picks. I just looked right here on Over the Cap. I'll show you. I'm going to screenshot it right now. Because we don't have third round picks. That's why it changed. Enough the top 51 is 6 million, but the total is 12 million off your cap hit. Amen. Well, everybody was sitting there saying Maxx wanted to leave, and he kept doing interviews saying he did not want out. He was rehabbing at his facility. Actually, next year we don't have an issue. I don't know why is everybody talking like in the future? We have more cap room next year is what I saw. We have 60 million in cap space next year. In 2028, we have 176 million in cap space. So in 2029, all we have on the roster is Aiden Hutchinson, Penei Sewell, Jameson Williams, and Corby Joseph. And the projected cap space in 2029 is 420 million. So, but that's without these guys this year being added in. You add in the 15 million from this year, we're going to be at 45 million next season. Right. I understand. What I'm saying is we're not going to be in the same space we are this year. We're still going to have about 20 million in cap space when all's said and done. If you add in everything. Remember, rookie cap space is less because when they're on rookie contracts, the NFL pays part of it. That's in the CBA. That hasn't changed. That don't change till 2030 for the next one. Guess who's on the roster for 2030? Right now. Aiden Hutchinson. That's it. He's the only player on the Lions roster in 2030 right now, and he'll be 30 years old at that time. How crazy is that? I know, and I keep telling everybody we weren't going for big fish. We're going for mid-tier players. I said immediately, Linderbaum was out because we weren't going to be able to afford him. He's going to want a market-setting contract. He got it. I said McGovern would probably be re-signed. He was. Cade Mays was the best center out there, and we got him for cheap. Dirt cheap. You want Ethan Posick, who's 33 and 1 foot in the retirement thing, and be in the Ragnow situation again next year? No, thank you. Yep. It's Hutch. You got J-Mo and Goff in 29, plus a couple of the smaller players. 28 is the last year of Penei Sewell's contract. So we got a lot of work to do, and we'll do it because that's what they do. You watch. We'll extend people, push that void year down the road. That's what we do. We make the room for us. That's what they've been doing. And anybody that expects any less, I think it's going to be Jack Campbell. We can put the 5th-year option and push extending Gibbs out another year. I think that makes more sense. Right. Chicken nugget, sometimes all you need is a nugget or 2 or 6, not the whole damn Popeyes bucket. We don't need to stuff ourselves. We need to fill up on what is best for us. Absolutely. $27 million a year. Linderbaum makes more than Sewell. I don't think we have to do all that today. The safety we could get, and we can get him cheap for right now, is Ife Melifonwu, and then attack it in the draft. Like I said, I already did the draft, Sebastian. You missed that part of the show. This is the draft I did based off of the current free agents we signed and who we re-signed. Monroe Freeling for our starting left tackle. Gabe Jacobs at defensive end. Genesis Smith at safety. Dante Corleone, Traden Stukes, Lander Barton, Andre Fuller, Pat Coogan, Jack Strand, and Chip Trayanum. Guess what? Picking these guys back here, you don't expect them to start. Anyone up here you could expect to start. Because let's face it, Aleem was not good last year. Neither was Reeder. That's why Reeder's gone. So do I. He fills in that Kirby Joseph role just fine because we don't know what Kirby Joseph is going to do when instead of getting surgery, he elects to do this. Acupuncture with electrotherapy. I see the swelling there. That don't look right. Yes, I like Barton there. That's where he was. He was ranked 211th, and I wasn't letting him fall that far. Well, that's Mitch. Did you not pay attention to the last 5 weeks that Terry Arnold played and who he locked down? Did you not pay attention to that at all? He is that guy, and he's not in legal trouble. There has been no arrest warrant. There will be no arrest warrant. That was announced by Hillsborough County DA. Not true. Lockdown, not shutdown. There's a difference. If you look at what he did the last 5 weeks he plays, he did not allow one receiver over 50 yards. He had a total of 9 breakups and 1 interception. Should have been 3, but 2 were called back due to penalties by other boneheads. Aiden Hutchinson, Brian Branch. I'm saying he maturated last season in front of our eyes, and everybody ignored it because of the first 4 games. He also only had 1 penalty in those 5 games. He had 8 in the first 4. Probably nickelback because Amik isn't here. TA's situation was difficult. I knew he wasn't a part of the bullshit. Yeah, he proved it because guess what? Those guys stole his phone. There was no electronic communication. I'm not saying he's Woodson or Bailey or Sanders. I'm saying he was good. Man. He was turning into a lockdown corner. The guy that sucked was DJ Reed. Yes, we got a center. Yep. Petzings. Ben Johnson's not here for 2 years. We didn't even run Ben Johnson's last year. It's going to be Petzing and Kafka's offense. Kafka's the passing game coordinator. Petzing, he's a good run game coordinator and OC. We saw that with Arizona because despite MHJ being very disappointing, yes, Lions have gotten better. No, we're going to sign a safety yet. We have cap room. We had 5 weeks where Reed looked awful. I haven't seen it yet. I mean, Juiced is better than what you had, but your O-line got worse. I haven't seen very many moves to replace your O-line. I have to go to work. You guys have a great day. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before, because that's the only way to make the world a better place. I got to run.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.